All right, we're back on. We're about to have round 3 underway. So how do you feel about the previous round we just watched?
That was
pretty standard for Burn, right?
yeah.
Besides
did
your,
exactly what it wanted to do.
Besides your opponent having a hard reset, what did y'all talk about after the round?
Oh, we just discussed his spicy tech. That what is that? Karametra's.
Oketra's last merge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking the other gods.
I was, yeah. The older set. Yeah, we just discussed that and just how punished he got, opening his hand with just all action and none of the things that are going to keep him alive to get to his action. Almost every game. So start talking about this new matchup we've got going on.
So possibly the matchup we're looking at bringing y'all round 3 is Esper v Esper, an enchantment-based lockdown deck. Versus from Amos Herrera and a Esper control list from Mikel Gio Oropeza, right?
Yep.
So you kind of have this. He even put his deck list down, Mikel, that it was draw go. It's called Esper draw go. We'll have it as Esper control on the stream, and then we'll have Amos Herrera. And he is on a deck that's going to be hard for me to talk about. I hope you know these cards. because man, he's on an enchantment kind of lockdown deck, sort of control in its own right.
Yes, this is going to be interesting with this Esper mirror with control on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, Fatal Push just becomes a hard card to gauge.
Getting sided out in probably both decks.
Yeah. So we'll look to bring you those next round. Let me check seating. Okay.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Looks like we're gonna have Amos on the left and Gio on the right.
Yep. Okay. Yep. That's Gio on the right there.
All right. Awesome. So yeah, let's get over.
There
into
we
the
go.
match area. So it looks like they've opted to use the dice, especially in but probably both of them are like, oh yeah, we'll be helpful here in gauging our life totals because they probably won't move much for the first part of the game.
Not gonna be a lot of aggro out of the game from either of
those
these
die
players.
are gonna be on 20 for a while. So who do you think's favored? I mean, looking at these deck lists, we have Batter Skull out of Amos, which is pretty spicy. Some lingering.
I
souls.
see some more Gideons, including
Esper Charm.
original vanilla Gideon Jura.
Yeah, Liliana the Veils. Well, yeah, he's on some spicy planeswalkers, whereas Gio looks to be playing this list.
He's got the Celestial Colonnades, so he's got the Manlands.
Yeah, Dragon Lord Ojutai.
Ooh.
Yes, Dragon Lord's pretty spicy. Cryptic Command 4, of course. Only 3 snaps though. A Batter Skull out of his list as well. So Batter
Main
Skull.
deck Batter Skull.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them have Esper Charm. Gio has 4, and Amos has 2. Let's see if
I do love Esper Charm. It's an instant speed. Draw 2. Target player discards 2 cards, or draw 2 cards, or destroy target enchantment.
Oh, which could become relevant because it looks like.
And how many was Gio playing?
In his sideboard, Amos is pretty enchantment heavy.
Okay.
Has Ruined Halo, stuff like that.
Full 4 Esper Charms. They're going to be great for Gio in this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna. Hopefully, he can hedge his bets. It looks like he is leaning on Dragon Lord Ojutai, his one of Blood Baron, or
Blood Baron of Vizcopa.
Yeah. Man, you're gonna be. This is gonna be your round to compensate because man, I do not have many interactions with these kinds of cards. What does the School of Water Edge do for Gio here?
Anamos School at Water's Edge. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah.
I know a lot of those Kamigawa lands. That one I don't know exactly off the top of my head.
And it looks like Gio has a 4 of Celestial Colonnade.
As you do when you play blue-white.
Yeah, so let's see if how much manland Amos is leaning on.
Yeah, Minamo's just a little extra tech. It says pay a blue and tap it. You can untap target legendary permanent.
Okay. So let's get the time underway. It looks like time started in the feature match area. And let's get going. So Amos, looking at his main lands, he is playing 2 of Shambling Vent and a 2 of Creeping Tar Pit. So it's going to be Celestial Colonnade versus Creeping Tar Pit, or Shambling Vent, which is a bad matchup for Shambling Vent, right?
Yes, the Celestial Colonnade wins that fight.
All right.
Most of the time.
It looks like Amos. I saw Fatal Push in his hand, Inquisition.
Though they might be leaving their Fatal Pushes in versus these manlands.
That is fair too. It depends on how many they both see out of each other. Looks like, since that a Counter Squall in hand for Geo. Playing Counter Squall? Well, I mean, I'm a big fan of it. Trust me. If people think Counter Spell is good, I mean,
it's if you're gonna play Negate, but you're in blue-black, you might as well play Counter Squall.
yeah. If you can reliably get there, you get there. So Amos is going to lead off on the play with the Polluted Delta. All right. Let's see what the play is for Geo. Celestial Colonnade, there's this 1 of 4. All right, Amos is going to go down to 19, and he is going to fetch out. So how do you feel about not having a first turn Inquisition? Yeah, unknown opponent.
You always want the first turn Inquisition, really. Especially game 1 against somebody you're not sure what they're playing.
Yeah.
It just gives you so much information about the rest of your...
It gives you so much information. Now that Geo's gone tapped Celestial Colonnade, it's fine.
Yeah.
But generally, Geo could have been on burn, right?
Yeah. See, he's got Inquisition here.
Let's see this hand. All right.
There's a Minamo School of Water's Edge.
Glacial Fortress, Dragon Lord Ojutai, Cryptic Command. So 2 cards you can't take, Blessed Alliance, and Inquisition himself.
So do you take the Inquisition here? Because you can only take Inquisition or Blessed Alliance.
I think you take the Inquisition, though.
Because you just don't care about the Blessed Alliance, really.
Yes, but y'all are both attacking with, few creatures, and Blessed Alliance does make target player sack an attacking creature.
Oh, that's true.
So if you're not worried about the Inquisition coming back, which looks like Amos is...
taking that Inquisition.
Yeah. So the Blessed Alliance, we'll see if that ends up punishing him later. Could make him sack a Planeswalker.
There's another fetch, return, and a pass.
Alright, let's see where Geo's at here. Looking at the planes. So now that...
Dropped his basic land, another fetch. I believe he passed.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fetching and a lot of passing.
Yeah. Drago versus Drago.
And it looks like they both have some number of paths, so maybe Fatal Push does still just come out.
Maybe.
If you have better cards in your sideboard, right? I see.
Yeah, the control matchup, do you really want to give your... If you can just path their manlands, or just Fatal Push their manlands, do you want to path and give them ramp?
But at the same time, looking at Amos' sideboard, which we'll get to later, but he does have some spicy tech. Counter Squall himself, Disdainful Stroke, and then he has the... where's that? Geist of Saint Traft.
Which you can't path or push, so...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe you just side into more threats, right? We'll
Probably
see.
have to.
We'll see when we get
that
there.
Blessed Alliance from Geo. Pretty good answer to Geist.
Is not a pretty good answer. You can just sack the token.
You respond to the trigger with the Blessed Alliance because it triggers on attack.
Oh, okay. Yes. Absolutely. At least you still get to get in for 4. We'll see. We'll see how much they gauge and then value their damage.
Fetch land from Geo. That's an Esper Charm on top. Yep. Love that card.
So go through the modes one more time with Esper Charm.
Draw 2 cards, or target player discards 2 cards, or that's going to be a Snap Inquisition. Probably going to take that Esper Charm.
So
and destroy target enchantment for the 3rd mode on Esper Charm.
Yeah, Geo needs to play that Esper Charm right now, right?
I think I would if I was him.
And you make Amos discard 2?
It's a solid play.
I mean, because if you draw 2, then you just run the risk of him taking something better.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see how Geo responds. So he's
targeted the Inquisition.
Yeah, Geo allowed him to play the Inquisition first. It's typically smarter play.
Yeah.
See what they target or see what they're going to play first. Especially that.
Reached for his fetch, then came back. Yep, there it is.
All right. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have a possible fetch shock, or he's going to grab a basic.
Have to be a basic swamp. Thankfully, his Polluted Delta can get that.
Yeah. He's looking at a Watery Grave. Geo, of course, making sure that he sequences correctly, but how much time do you really have in this matchup to be making decisions? If you want to win, I mean, you're shooting to draw if you think about your decisions too much.
Yeah, this is going to be a long one.
Oh, yeah.
Most likely.
We're more often than not, unless someone just gets, relatively bad hands, this is going to get our time.
Yeah. All right, so we do have the shock.
And if it does, we'll put a turn counter at the top rather than a time counter.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so Esper Charm. Let's see what the mode ends up being. He's gonna draw two.
two. Okay.
So he's valuing the card advantage, especially in a matchup like this.
Right. Still got that Ojutai. Those
card
same
you can't
lands,
take. Card you can't
Cryptic.
take.
There's a Blessed Alliance and a Snapcaster. You can have
yeah,
these.
yeah.
You immediately take that snap.
Deal, right? Yeah, we'll take the Snapcaster.
And that's why I would have gone target player discards 2 cards with that Esper Charm.
Right, because it's still card advantage for you.
Yes.
Right. And then at that point, he just takes Blessed Alliance, which isn't good in this spot
And
anyways.
You're pretty much fine with it, because then you get to...
You get to go Glacial Fortress,
turn.
keep up Cryptic Command forever.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Leave up Cryptic Command forever, which he still gets to do here. But yeah, you do run the risk of your opponent taking, and Geo's on lesser snaps, I believe.
Yeah, he's not playing the full set. Just 3.
So there goes 1. There's only 2 left.
And as we predicted, Glacial Fortress comes down, Cryptic Command gets held up.
Getting into the trials, and Amos does know about the Cryptic, and it's so hard watching these players have to hedge against. It's how you don't want to run something into it, but at the same time you need to.
Yep, that's an attack for 2 there.
The problem is frequently too that I notice, especially with Grixis Control drawing so many cards in a format like this, is they'll go Cryptic and they'll go counter draw, and then they'll just like draw another Cryptic. And then it just becomes like 4 Cryptics until you're done on resources and they have a handful of gas, right?
Yep.
Alright, so he's going to run the Gideon into that Cryptic. It demands
I agree with this from both players.
Get it out of his hand and don't let him have the Gideon.
Yeah, there's a little bit of bait from Amos. Geo, of course, has to take the bait. Can't let him have that Gideon.
He doesn't entirely have to take the... well, he does because there's a Snapcaster on board. Had there not been a Snapcaster on board, I would just force the opponent to sack the Gideon, right?
Yeah, with the Blessed Alliance.
Yeah. So Snapcaster kind of hedging this.
Yeah, there's Minamo.
And we have a Dragon Lord Ojutai.
I believe it has hexproof.
And it anticipates when it attacks.
Yes.
But it loses hexproof when it attacks. If I'm correct on that.
That's why I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, make sure we have the correct wording of the card. Alright, let's see what Amos chooses to do here. He does... So Geo did tap out, and Amos does have Gideon Ally of Zendikar, but it's not going to be good enough. Dragon Lord Ojutai is...
That's the Minamo tech. Dragon Lord Ojutai has hexproof as long as it's untapped. Minamo says untapped target legendary permanent.
Ah.
That's the tech.
Spicy, spicy, spicy.
I like it. Just takes the spot of a basic island. Almost free.
While Amos is thinking here, he told people why we will be bringing them X1s for the following 3 rounds. People that only have 1 loss and X amount of wins.
Oh, because the undefeateds starting next round can just start.
Well, starting 5th round, but yeah, it's
they can just draw.
They can just go draw, take the 4 bottom seeds of top 8 generally.
Yeah,
and so it's we would rather not just have people sit down and sign the slip.
Yeah, we want to make sure that the matchups we're getting on camera are actually happening.
So next round we will probably still bring undefeateds. It's 5th and 6th that we need to make sure that we bring y'all some good interactive Magic play. We have an Infect player out there.
On green-black.
Yeah, I was looking at his deck list, and I know someone who lost to him earlier, so I definitely want to have this guy on camera.
Hopefully he wins his next round.
And agrees to it.
Yeah.
All right. So
there's a Batterskull.
What up? All right. Let's get that.
That races Ojutai fairly well.
Yeah. I mean, it almost answers it.
The 4/4 Vigilant Lifelinker.
The problem is here that Geo does, and Batterskull is resilient, but Geo does just have...
Colonnade, yeah. He's got 9 flying power on the table right now.
He has Colonnade, he has Cryptics in his deck, he can just, like, bounce it. You know, like, bounce the germ itself.
And that's getting in with Ojutai.
Right, he's going to get to anticipate off the trigger. Esper Charm. Let's see. Geo gauging what he wants to take here. I did see an Esper Charm, which seems pretty good. Looks like a multicolored card.
Hopefully an Esper Charm. I really just want to see a target player discards 2 cards. That's all I want.
Both players, well, not both players. Geo looking at a full grip. Amos running out of resources, but still applying pressure. So hopefully Amos has the foresight to realize that he can just untap that Ojutai.
Yeah, and he doesn't play a rule into it.
If he so chooses.
Hopefully he gave Minamo a read.
Yeah. So Fatal Push actually is going to, if a Geo ends up having it, does take care of the turn.
Yes.
So we have a little bit of interaction with Fatal Push. Still probably prefer Path and better pieces out of the sideboard. All right, Geo makes sure he sequences his lands correctly. Both of these players being undefeated so far. We're gonna have an Anguish Unmaking, so Geo's gonna lose 3 life, and Batter Skull's gonna get exiled. The Germ dies.
Beautiful play.
Yeah, looks like Geo's at 11. Yeah, Anguish Unmaking just kind of being a catch-all.
This is fixed with air quotes Vindicate.
Yeah.
I can live with it.
Is that a verdict off the top for Amos?
I think it was. That answers Ojutag cleanly.
Yeah. So he's going to swing in with Snapcaster, drop Geo down to 9. And looks like he's going to verdict here.
No reason to hold it up. Just slam it.
If Geo has an answer for it, this isn't like super detrimental to Amos. Yeah,
and it's highly unlikely he has an answer. This uncounterable Wrath of God.
Yes. Snapcaster does die. We got a correction on that. But we do have Ghost Quarter for the Celestial Colonnade.
Woo! Main deck Ghost Quarter.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So many land-based strategies, especially Valkut taking off and Eldrazi taking off.
Yeah.
What's Geo looking to do here? He has the control, but both players are just trying to rebuild, right?
What he really needs, I think,
he's looking at a grip of lands.
might be that Blood Baron of his Copa. He may only play the one.
All right, he's going to activate Colonnade here.
Just play it into the...
Right into the Ghost Quarter.
Yeah, just get it out of the way.
Because he has 2 more in his hand, from what I saw.
Yeah, he really wants to draw this Blood Baron of his Copa. Lifelink, pro-white, pro-black.
Great in this mirror.
Yeah, 4/4. Like, just a ton of pressure.
Absolutely.
Looks like that snow cone question from earlier today
was super relevant.
as we have now been delivered snow cones. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. You're going to be hearing some noises. Try not to make too many mouth noises. Is that an Urborg? Amos is true. Do you have an Urborg main board? Super interesting.
I like the one of Urborg in your 3-color black control deck.
He does not have an Urborg main board. Let's see what he drew.
Although he is slamming down a Gideon here.
Mm-hmm. Gideon, of course, being a card that we have just already seen today in multiple forms of Gideon.
And this one in particular is quite good.
Oh.
He has opted to make a 2/2.
Best 4-mana walker since Mind Sculptor, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hands down.
Just activates for 0.
I have no problem
make
making
it 2/2.
I have no problem making that comment. That's some people discussing in the chat. All right, this Colonnade's gonna get activated.
Just jealous you don't have snow cones. Now this just slams straight at Gideon, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that vigilant manland. I think that's the line of text on that card that pushed it over the top.
Yeah. So Amos chose not to block with the 2/2.
Flying. He couldn't.
Oh, flying. Right. Colonnade does have flying.
Colonnade's really, really good.
Yeah.
It's a 4/4 flying vigilant.
Correct. One of the manlands that I have actually not had the experience to play much. So.
Several years ago, I played it in Blue-White Tron before Deathrite Shaman came out, and it made my life a nightmare, so I stopped playing that deck. And then, of course, Deathrite got banned, so... So we have a fetch for basic here. Checking his graveyard. Possible Snapcaster in hand. Aggro Snapcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Just wants the pressure. With no cards in hand. Was that a Planeswalker off the top?
Yep, Gideon.
Boom. Nope.
Oh,
Elspeth. Whoa. Angelic Blessing on your Snapcaster Smash 5? Is that what we're seeing here? Is there still a Collected Blessing in Geo's hand?
Blessed Alliance?
Blessed Alliance, yeah.
Yeah.
There is. Snapcaster may be swinging for 5, but he's all alone. And Amos is hellbent. Sacrifice that creature, sir.
Alright, so G's going to take the rest of that damage there. He's going to drop down to 4. Let's see. Geo making sure what mana Amos has available to him. Always, I've never been a fan of people that layer their mana right on top of each other. Because mana's super relevant. I'm like, could you not? You see what colors you have. What'd you tap for that?
Yeah, please stop stacking it up. Give us this nice fan out.
Not that Amos did. Amos is correct in the way that he's laying out his mana. All right, we're gonna have a Colonnade activation as it should. Other than that, Geo's not finding much action.
I don't know that Geo should have done that because he can't.
Yeah,
with 3 lands in hand. That game is over.
Yeah, so let's transition. Let me move my snow cone. All right, so let's transition. Who do you want to talk about sideboard wise, Geo or Amos?
Let's just look at them both together. They're both playing Esper.
Oh, that's true. So we can actually put them side by side here. So starting with Geo, what do you bring in here? Not Curse of Death's Hold, right?
No, not for this matchup. Though it does keep Snapcasters off the table.
So yes, Supreme Verdict, Damnation, and Sweepers. How do you feel about those? Neither? Maybe Verdict?
You might want a Verdict if you have something you want to side out. It's something you can think about bringing in.
Okay, he has Architect of Thought.
Oh, the Jace, yeah.
It's better in more aggro matchups, though.
Yeah.
So he does have Anguished Unmaking, but that hits non-land permanents. They both have their fair amount of man lands.
And it did hit a Batter Skull earlier.
He has Stoning. He has Dispel. I imagine Dispel just comes.
Dispels come in for sure.
I can't see much of anything else coming in. It does look like
I think you bring the Jason just for his -2, if you have dead cards to bring out.
Exactly. It does look like Geo's hedging. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 6 cards.
It's quite a lot.
So maybe the verdicts. The verdicts.
He may have just pulled out. No, yeah. Well, Verdict and Dispel,
and then Damnation and Architect of Thought, maybe, or Anguish Unmaking, Architect Thought. Anguish does hit the walkers, right?
Yes. Yes.
So let's run with that. That's what we're looking at. So 2 Dispels, 2 verdicts, Architect of Thought, Anguish Unmaking. That's going to be the 6th that I think Geo's looking at here.
I agree.
So let's transfer over into Amos. He did see Blessed Alliance, but like I'm still a fan of Geist of Saint Draft.
I think it's probably very good in this matchup. As well, that is that 2 Disdainful Strokes and 2 Counter Squalls? Those are both playable here.
Yeah. Looks like Amos put down Surgical Rejection, which is not a card.
No, but clearly he meant Surgical Extraction.
Exactly, and that does not come in here?
I don't think I would.
No, Geo only has 3 snaps. So let's see how many cards. How many is Amos looking at here? 2, 3, 4, 5. Looked about 7 cards. So we can guesstimate 2 Counter Squalls, 2 Disdainful Strokes. Probably the Extraction if he's a fan of that. And then we have. I'm not a fan of Detention Sphere. I am a fan of Geist of Saint Draft.
Yes, that's what I want to see out of Amos this game too.
Show you the snow cones? Deal.
We can make that happen.
Yeah. Kidding me? This is cherry.
Snow cones.
This is cherry.
We got you.
Yeah, lemon lime, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's go back to the match. You asked and you received. Don't ask us to show anything else though. Oh, it's snow cones in Texas. All right,
It's a good call.
Goes together like death in
At a card shop
Texas.
that knows how to use their air conditioning, oh, can't beat it.
We don't even need to throw shade because the shade is in the shop. All right, and no particular shop there. It's just I've had many of experiences where you walk into a shop and it is very hot.
Yep.
Why get snow cones instead of shaved ice? Okay, look, we're running on a specific like you. I'm happy with anything.
It's not like we requested; they were just brought to us.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Now, Geo and Amos certainly shuffling slowly here.
Yeah, it's like you're seeing. I mean, the first match, you want to be right around 15 minutes for an interactive match, and they're just now starting this, having shaved 20 minutes off the clock. Right.
Moving to game 2, so If Amos can stall here, he's in a good position since he's won. But Gio's going to have to rush. He's got to win this game and the next one, and he's got to have time for that.
You want a snow cone, Risen Phoenix? Make it happen. Go get yourself a snow cone. All right, let's put some hearts in the chat and get this game underway.
Yeah, we got a fetch from Amos.
It looks like I saw Rest in Peace from Amos.
It does shut down Snapcasters.
Which does shut down your Snapcasters.
It shuts down Geo's Snapcasters.
Oh, so you're hedging that Geo's instants are better, right?
Possibly.
That it's better, especially with Geo on the play here. We're gonna have a fetch shock from Amos, and I assume we're gonna be seeing Geo's hand.
Yeah, likely Inquisition yet again. There it is. Oh, it's a Thoughtseize.
Thoughtseize.
Even better.
All right, so Amos is going to take 2 here. Just go straight down to 15. Knows he can be a little bit more aggressive with his life total. We have a Blood Baron. So Blood Baron is hand in hand. The one of Blood Baron.
Amos appreciates the spice. Let's
Dude, look at that knuckle touch. I am a fan. He's a fan as well. So we have Mana Leak, Esper Charm, Path, Cryptic Command.
And of course,
We'll actually
Blood Baron of Vizkopa.
actually write those down ourselves. So Geo plays a little close to the chest. Cryptic, Path, Vizkopa, Basic Plane. So Geo's on 2 mana in this current hand.
With a Mana Leak, which is why he's Thoughtseizing away the Mana Leak.
Exactly. It's the only thing that interacts with you just being the aggressor. Amos playing very correctly here. So Geo's going to fetch it into turn, go to 19, and probably get a Shockland tapped. Amos appreciates the Blood Baron. I can see his excitement. But Geo's very far away from that Blood Baron. If he gets to 3 mana, he does have Esper Charm open to him. Mm-hmm. But if Amos has any more hand disruption, Geo's really on the back foot. The rest of the hand is very slow.
If he gets Inquisition before Geo gets to cast that Esper Charm, Geo might just be out of the game.
Exactly.
And that's a Serum Visions.
Disdainful Stroke, Detention Sphere.
Let's go.
Yeah, some good interactions. If Geo does get to the mana, Amos has the Disdainful Stroke available to him. So while he appreciates the Blood Baron,
into Serum Visions,
he's going to destroy that Blood Baron with everything he has.
There's no way. You just counter that card.
Yeah, it's so good. I remember at one point Geo was playing more copies.
He started playing it in Standard way back when, and he just never stopped playing it.
Concealed Courtyard for Amos, right on time too. Draw for the turn, and there it is.
Geist of Saint Traft. Let's go.
Geo pausing for a second, and
Thoughtseized away his Mana Leak. No answer.
Do we have another land? Wow.
Game 2 could be much, much faster than Game 1 was.
Is that a Blessed Alliance, though? Second from the top. So like you said, he's able to stem the bleeding if he has Blessed Alliance, but this is a good spot for Amos. This is a real good spot for Amos.
Yeah, it is.
We're going to have a Thoughtseize, and you're going to look at a hand of cards that are really, really good. He's open to Counterscroll and Disdainful Stroke. And so
you got a fetch land.
Geo's actually going to drop to 17 here off the Thoughtseize because it did resolve.
Yeah, Detention Sphere. Oh, Gideon, one of many in Amos's list.
Yeah, one of the many types as well. Like I said, if you get the emblem, you can play any other subsequent Gideon, and the emblem still sticks.
Yes. So what are your thoughts here? Is that counterspell?
It's tough. So the counterspells almost feel redundant, but like they are painful.
Yes, I think you have to take the countersquall.
And Geo,
because it can answer your Esper Charm, where Disdainful Stroke cannot.
Unless Geo drew a land, which I don't think that he did. Yeah, countersquall seemed correct. I don't think that he drew a land. He doesn't have Blessed Alliance open to him.
He does not.
Amos being a champ here, in high level competitive play, you will get the opponent that's like, no, you should have wrote it down already.
Exactly. You shouldn't have told him to pick it up now.
We have had some very generous feature matches today.
There's a fatal push off the top for Amos. Not likely to be a factor here. I believe that's a fetch land.
And he's just going to move straight into combat.
Yep, Geist plus token. Geo gets 6 to the face.
Wow. Really on the back foot. Amos taking so much damage his first turn, but
and there's Gideon.
There's Gideon. This is getting out of hand. For Geo. This is not at all where you want
Gideon
to
emblem immediately.
The take of the mana leak was very correct.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean,
we got to land. It's slow.
Yeah, Amos has a fatal push. Right? So he does have Esper Charm open to him, which Geo's pulled to the top. Amos is going to fetch here. So he's pulled that Esper Charm to the top. That's really what he's leaning on.
He really needs that card to save him.
How much damage is he taking next turn? This Gideon attacks for 4. 4.
That's 10.
8, gosh.
Yeah.
So all your fetches are dead?
Yep.
And that's the case with a lot of quote-unquote fair decks in Modern. Your fetches just tend to become dead.
So if you're Amos, you just swing.
Right.
See what Geo does. Respond accordingly. He didn't activate his Gideon.
Oh, okay. Responding to the trigger. We're going to Blessed Alliance. Like you spoke before, right?
Yes, and because he didn't activate his Gideon, he doesn't have an option of who to sack.
Exactly.
Now, trigger resolves, Angel still comes in attacking.
Right, so it's going to drop Geo down to 7. Angel does stick till the end of the turn, so I'm just going to make sure that he doesn't get rid of it quite yet. Kind of hedging to see what he does with Gideon. He's going to plus targeting the Colonnade, I believe. Have to see what the plus does on Gideon in the Trials. I believe it prevents damage, much like a lot of Gideon's abilities. If anyone in the chat knows, feel free to let us know what Gideon in the Trials plus does, besides animating it.
Prevent all damage, target permanent with deal. Simple as that.
Yeah. So Amos targeting, he accidentally played Fatal Push, but he still had his hand on it. He returned it to his hand. So Geo does know about the Fatal Push now. But Amos is going to play that Inquisition, and he's going to force the Esper Charm again. And Geo's not going to...
He's got double Esper Charm.
He does have double Esper Charm.
You just take one, I believe. You don't really care about that path.
Cryptic seems like a bit of an issue. Path also seems like a bit of an issue. Yeah.
Yeah, Path will answer Gideon.
Yeah, Path does answer the Gideon. So that was the optimal take there. And he correctly had not animated the Gideon yet.
Yes. Now
be a problem.
that Gideon can get bounced.
Yes, so Cryptic has the ability to bounce the Gideon. Has the ability to tap it in combat.
Alright, there's an animation on the Gideon.
Still, but Amos does have Disdainful Stroke still.
Yes.
So the Gideon could just be getting in there.
It is safe from Cryptic for now.
Yes. What we got going on in the chat? Geo should have played Infinite Heartless.
Yeah, I'll be sure to tell Geo, Nick. I'll let him know. Looks like we got an Esper Charm now. Geo's die says 13. What did I miss?
Amos has a correction for him.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so 2 because he's taking the Gideon damage.
We've got a fetch.
So neither of these decks are on red, right?
Yeah, nobody's on Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
You should be fine.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody's spicily teched in some Bump in the Nights.
Yeah, as long as you can rebuild. The problem being is that if Geo... Yeah, Geo has to play Cryptic here. And he has to play it into this Disdainful Stroke.
Yes.
And nothing else in his hand, I believe, provides him advantage except for the Blood Baron.
Though Blood Baron does a real good job blocking that Gideon.
Yeah, but Gideon does a real good job plussing on it for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And if it can't deal damage, you can't gain life with lifelink. That's true.
So we're at a point where Geo can actually get out of this situation that he's found himself in. We're gonna have a creeping tar pit from Amos. That was a draw. That was a draw. So no matter what happens, Creeping Tar Pit's a threat.
Yes.
Next turn, Creeping
3 power unblockable with Geo sitting at 2 life.
Next turn, Creeping Tar Pit is an issue.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna have Snap
Snapcaster.
Blessed Alliance. Sack the Gideon.
Yes. And Geo needs to find an answer to that Creeping Tar Pit. Looks like it was Snap Path.
Don't know if that's correct.
If
There's-
Amos had had his own Snap, he could have flashed it in to sack to the Blessed Alliance.
Mm-mm.
No, it was a second attacking creature.
Exactly. The
Sure,
Blessed
sure.
Alliance was just optimal there. Now you're providing someone with land.
Yeah,
Right?
especially
Like
in
we
a
talked
control
about
mirror.
earlier. Yeah.
It's not
You're
something
already behind on mana.
It's not where you want to be.
So Amos is kind of hoping that Geo draws a land and just slams that Blood Baron, right? Because he has Detention Sphere. Of course, I believe Geo knows about the Detention Sphere.
Blood Baron has pro white.
Oh, it does. It does.
It does.
Gosh, it's these little abilities on these cards that
Right?
get insane.
Yeah, this card does things. Alright. Geo's drawn a non-fetch land. That's good for him. And then he passes. Looks like he got in for 2 with his Snapcaster. Aggressive.
Absolutely.
Very aggressive. And we have an animated Creeping Tar Pit. Which is going to see Esper Charm.
I would just like to inform the chat.
Draw 2 cards.
I'd like to inform the chat that we're getting Chick-fil-A.
We are. And that's a scoop from Geo. Esper Charm to draw 2, see if he can get out of it.
And he wasn't
Creeping
able to
Tar
get out of
Pit
it.
takes it.
Absolutely. So let's get on this this Chick-fil-A order, and let's get Amos in here.
Yeah, you should talk to Amos.
Yeah,
This round.
absolutely, absolutely.
I will go see if he wants
yeah.
in.
You can go bring this over here. I'll do all the transitioning and whatnot. Here you go. Yeah. So. All right, that is yeah, that was a match. You can absolutely not get Chick-fil-A on Sunday. That's gonna be the exact opposite of the time that you can get Chick-fil-A. These are not facts. All right, we'll see about getting Amos in here. All right, and we're back to the room. So quickly before we get Amos in here, it looks like they're still adjusting on the camera that I'm looking at. We're just wanted to talk about what's going on here at Ettin Games and Hobbies. So we have this is a modern PPTQ. We have a lot of players in here today. We actually accommodated 5 more players above what we had originally set the cap on, which don't particularly enjoy doing because you never strictly want to go back on your word. But at the same point, we were able to accommodate those people that had to just drive out very, very far, and understandably so. It does happen. Looks like we have Amos and Geo signing slips here, so yeah, we'll get Amos in here, and we'll get his thoughts on the game. That seems hopefully if he's game for it, we'd like to hear how he's doing today, and it looks like he's moving into the next round 3-0, right? Looks like we got shout out to all the viewers, all the people that are following us. This has been an experience to say the least, because this is very new to us. It's very new for there's not much like this going on in the Houston area from what I perceive. So it's very interesting to be doing this and kind of being the ones that need it. The burden of proof is on us to show if it works, right? So yeah, hopefully we have Amos walking in right now. All right, sit down, buddy.
All right, man. What's up?
All right, so talk to me about some key points in that matchup. Where do you feel like you made a lot of correct decisions? Absolutely. Get our obvious phone.
Thank you.
Right.
The hand disruption, just a hand disruption, and just
The first turn Inquisition, game 2 was very correct.
oh yeah,
It was you were exactly where you wanted to be in that spot. You ended up taking the only card that could have answered what you would have been doing, which was Mana Leak.
right.
Game 1, it was interesting seeing the Esper mirror. How'd you end up sideboarding? We were kind of discussing.
I took out because he had Dragon or Ojitai, which I have no way to deal with besides Verdict. That's
Yeah,
all I
and he had the spicy tech with the land.
Yeah. So I had to bring in.
He had the spicy tech with Blood Baron too.
Yeah, I brought in 2 Disdainful Strokes for yeah the Blood Bees. Yeah, I loved him. Brought in 2 Disdainful Strokes, 2 Counter Squalls. Brought in. God, 2 guys, obviously.
Yeah. That was a for sure.
Yeah, the 2 guys, obviously, hands down, because
yeah,
that's a threat that hardly anybody deals with. And I think the last one was. You mind if I look real quick, actually?
Yeah. I have no problem.
I forgot. I'm so hyped up that because me and Paze have been playing for a long time, and the fact that I actually got to him.
Yeah, and you're undefeated
Yes.
going into the next round.
Yes. I brought in Rest in Peace, of course.
Yeah,
Rest in
I
Peace.
saw that.
There
So
it is.
were you hedging that his Snapcaster was better than your Snapcaster?
Oh yeah, most definitely. The only thing that I really care about getting with my Snapcaster Mage is probably removal or Esper Charm. And
Absolutely.
For the most part,
Absolutely.
I have Lingering Souls, but I mean, Lingering Souls, it's just a value card. You play it once, and if you play it again, you play it again.
Yeah, there's so many decks that just died to Lingering Souls.
Oh yeah.
What did you play round 1?
Which one?
What deck did you play against round 1?
Playing against round 1, I played against Abzan.
Abzan, just straight up,
Yeah,
like
Abzan.
fair deck Abzan.
Goyfs,
Okay.
Lingering Souls.
It's not like
Lilianas.
Counters Company or anything like
No,
that.
thank God, no, not yet.
Okay, and obviously you did well. Did it go to 3 games, 2 games?
Yeah, it went to 3. It went to
Oh yeah, I
He-
imagine.
Yeah, he got me game 1. I punted, tried to collect a Brutality, a Tarmogoyf that was a little bit higher than I thought it was because I Inquisitioned first before that.
Yes.
So I made him bigger myself, so that was my fault. I punted, but
The classic punt.
yeah, I punted. That was a bad punt. But other than that, no, the game they were close. They were nowhere near blowouts either side, except for I think game 3. I think he just flooded out real bad, and then game 2. I just had too many threats. I think I just had too many threats for him to try to answer. But Lingering Souls definitely was the leader there.
Yeah, Lingering Souls is an all-star. What'd you face off against round 2?
Something spicy. It was like red green Tron with that Mirage Mirror. Basically,
You played Armando.
Yes, I played Armando. He played the Worm Coil engines, the stuff.
Yeah,
he knows.
it's like a mono red
Yeah,
Tron, or it's like a red green. People shouting out to you, congrats, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
You. Esper Transcendent.
So how I wanted to gauge, since this is a new thing that we're doing. How did you feel in the feature match area? It was comfortable, right? Like you wasn't like outside the box. There wasn't anything that like you felt uncomfortable with.
Oh,
Be honest.
This is my first high level tournament, so I was pretty nervous.
Yeah.
And then just in general, just thinking about the feature match, I'm like, oh well, that's kind of nerve wracking. All eyes on me for the most part.
And you put up a W in front of everybody.
Yeah, but luckily it was against Peza, a guy that I've played with. He actually taught me how to play Esper.
So you knew his play style.
Well, yeah, for
Yeah.
the most part, because he taught me how to play Esper. So the fact that I beat my mentor, that's, woo, man, it feels great. It feels great. But because it was Peza, I think I felt a little bit more comfortable because it wasn't some random, and I was, oh gosh,
Yeah.
it's kind of like old times when I first started playing with him. So if anything, the feature match didn't really get to me anymore because it felt like
You were playing against the right person.
yeah,
And-
exactly. I think if I was playing against somebody I didn't know, I probably would have punted a little bit more. But I know control, so I think I just had a really good matchup against Peza. He did great though too. Dragon Lord Ojitai, very spicy.
Absolutely. So you're looking to at this tournament. Generally, you want to be around X1 to top 8. So X amount of wins, 1 loss. But if you continue on undefeated, typically the top 4 people get to just draw into 5th through 8th for 2 rounds. So they get it goes into round 5. You see your opponent, you go, hey, you want to draw? They go, yeah. And then last round you go, hey, you want to draw? And you take the bottom seed, so you're on the draw going into the top 8. I don't know how you feel about that. But I mean, if you keep going undefeated, you're fast tracking to just top 8 this tournament. So you're looking at the next round, and we'll hopefully follow up with you.
Yeah, I did a lot of preparations. I can't tell you how many times I changed my deck before.
I can tell you had sort of like a toolboxy sideboard. It seemed like you had a configuration you were comfortable with. So that's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah, here's hoping you win.
All right, thank you.
All right. Hopefully we get you back on camera, right?
All right, we'll see. Yeah.
All right. I'd like to then again shout out to all of the players all the people that aspire to play, all the people that love the experience, love what we're doing here. Shout out to everyone that's following the stream again. This is awesome. This is an amazing experience for us, as well as hopefully you in general, right? So we're going to go ahead and we are going to transition here, and we'll be bringing you the next round momentarily.